Yo, what up guys, iReapysm here, and welcome back to another video guys. Today we will be playing Ranked Duel 1v1 here, and of course, we have to do the courtesy of banning the one and only Kali. Nobody wants this god. By the way, this is a voiceover over the current game. Unfortunately, while recording this episode, I had a lot of mic problems in the previous days, and my recording settings didn't recognize my new quote-unquote microphone. So pick and bans will ensue while I talk about this. But basically, when you put your microphone into another port, it's a whole nother device. That's how computers work. Like, it doesn't recognize a previous device. Like when you plug in into a different USB outlet, that's a whole new device to the computer. Because it's it works based on that port being there, you know? It's hard to explain, but, you know, whatever. But yeah, guys, yeah. So we have 3 bans here. We have Hui, Kronos, Bakasura banned. I banned AMC because I know he's playing a Hunter here. I really wanted to play Nox here, but I don't have it unlocked. I really wanted to make this a Nox game, but at the same time I was thinking like, hey, you know, this is ADC meta. I know he's 100% going to play either Anhur, Apollo, or Medusa, or Uller. Those are the 4. No, not even Medusa. Uller, Anhur, Apollo. Those are the 3 most likely going to be played right now. And I knew that at this point in time. I remember saying it when my mic was unmuted. Or when it was, you know, when I thought it was recording my mic. But yeah, I decided to give it a Freya game. This is going to be really interesting because we're against Anhur. And so my predictions were right. It was one of the 3. Not bad odds. But this, I want to iterate or reiterate to you guys how incredibly difficult this matchup is. Now Freya obviously is really good god. Everyone, you know, says she's OP and stuff, but this is almost a counter matchup of how hard this matchup is. It is insanely difficult. In order for Freya to be good, now there's quirks to every god. This god is insanely good, right? The only reason this god is good is in the late game. Like, that's the only reason why she's a good god, is because her late game is amazing. But this god, this ADC on the other team, the Hunter, right, has such a good early game, right? And Freya's early game is poo-poo. So mixing those together makes it incredibly difficult to actually play. And I had to be really careful with what I did every step of the way. This game was incredibly difficult to play, and I'm going to try to walk you through everything that's going on. But I'm going to be more observant this recording and this voiceover. It's going to be less like, it's going to be less comical and more serious maybe, to get you guys familiar with the game, because I'm going to be playing this a lot more. But I tried to see if I can invade him, which is, again, that was a bad mistake on my part, but he didn't do a buff, I didn't do a buff. And as you can see, my wave clear, it's really bad. And right now Anhur has an item called Throwing Dagger, which is like, it's a crit and AoE auto attack item. He also missed the stuff there. But yeah, it's that item right now got buffed recently, and it's incredibly OP. It's a stupid item right now. Like, look at level 4, he's clearing the wave with auto attacks like that. It's unbelievably OP, and the amount of auto attacks it takes into, it's crazy. But yeah, this is how we play the game. So as you can see, there's a huge lead he has on me right now. Like, I'm getting minions always pushed into my tower. I get no gold for that once they're tagged by the tower. And yeah, it's incredibly difficult. You have to play this matchup like with knowing what you're able to do and what you can't do. And for the most part, I think I did pretty good at that. Waiting for my cooldowns to come up. He's always looking to pillar stun me. That's his plan the whole time. So I've seen an opportunity back to get full boots, which is good. That's going to help really well. And then the idea here is I see a lot of Freyas going Demonic Grip second or not getting Fatalis second item, which is a horrible idea. You don't do that on Freya, in my opinion. You have to get Fatalis second item, especially in this matchup. You need some sort of fighting potential. And yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't able to sneak the buff by him, but it was close. I do make him fight for it a little bit. But yeah, the pillar is a huge counter to my auto attacks if he places it right. So yeah. So he did get the red buff. He's level 6. He's a whole level above me right now. And you know, at this point I still have to turtle. I don't have Fatalis to fully clear the wave. I do a little bit more damage, but not enough. Not nearly enough. So yeah, guys. I'm deciding to stay for this wave. I decided that there's no reason trying to kill an Anhur early game. It's not going to happen. He is meditation at this point. So forget it. I don't want it. Or he has Aegis, one of them, if I remember at this point. Yeah, I don't want to mess with it. And I'm just going to try to clear the wave because my wave clear is horrible right now. So remember, I win this matchup if I get to the late game and ahead, of course, which is like every matchup, right? But you know, getting there is incredibly difficult, so I'm almost about to finish Fatalis. If I'm able to kill him with Fatalis, it's going to be good news for me. If I'm not able to, it's going to take a long time for me to be able to fight him. But yeah, again, we're going to clear the waves here. As you can see, he's clearing it much better than I am. I have to waste the whole ability on it. And you know, his auto attacks do so much damage at this stage of the game with the crit chance and everything. And yeah, yeah, I'm getting destroyed right now. But I basically blocked some of the auto attacks there. His own pillar kind of did it. He outplayed himself is what I said. If I remember when I was playing the game. He outplayed himself there. But yeah, I know he's going to do my blue. So watch him jump over or be to the side of it. And yeah, I know he's there, so I'm not going to aggress because he went to the side when I went to go check my blue. And he's going to, of course, try to, you know, be really aggressive on me, force me to lose some experience, so if I have to back, or even get a first blood on me. At this point, I realize I have a choice. I'm going to clear this wave and back, or stay for this new wave coming up. And, of course, you want to back. I have Fatalis. There's no reason to lose this fight and lose the game. But he made a poor decision, and he started backing. And, unfortunately, I got a free wave on his part. I back. I get the full Fatalis. And this is where it gets interesting, I guess. So yeah, I'm gonna try not to talk too much about the game. Now that I established all that, I can just point out some other things. And yeah, now that you understand the matchup and how it goes, I'll just point out when I, you know, kill him or he makes a misplay or I misplay and talk about what I did wrong or what he did wrong. And that's gonna be about it. I think at this point, you know, I don't want to keep talking like in a way that's not interesting. You know, at the same time making a video has to be interesting. So he jumps over here. I have to give it up. I can't really fight him. It's incredibly difficult. But I do decide to fight him here, it looks like. And as you can see, I don't miss any auto attacks, which this is where it's interesting. But yeah, he jumps it. I have to use my active. And he's going to run to the wave. He's going to try to outplay me here. And he missed it. And then I just kill him right there. So that begins the game for me. This really shows a lot in this matchup right there. Like what just happened right there. Is that there's so much outplay potential. At any time I could have died right there. At any point with his 2 stun into a wall. And me having only like 1,100 HP, Yeah, incredibly difficult matchup because the CC Anhur has. Um, so yeah, he can dance around this pillar. It's incredibly difficult. But yeah, other than that, I'm gonna rush Demonic Grip as fast as I can, and it looks like I'm gonna stay and wait for it. But yeah, anyways, guys, I hope you guys are enjoying the Smite videos. I'm not really making a lot of videos recently. I'm kind of deciding what I want to do with my channel because Minecraft is kind of I've had a sudden realization about the game and what I'm doing with it, and you know it's not the most funnest thing to me at the moment, and I don't think it will be for some time. So I've been trying to record this other content for you guys, and as you can see, like I'm not even trying to stop his dash. But yeah, over here is going to be another kill, which is really troublesome for him at this point. The fact that he was backing, and I was just clearing the wave, and he tried to stop me from clearing the wave right there, and died for it, really puts him on tilt, I think. That's really going to make him tilt. Now that I have these 3 items, I'm going to go straight into breastplate. And the reason for that is I want to establish my dominance by going defense early because he has no penetration. Not like I do, at least. And this way I don't fall susceptible to Anhur early game damage, which is ridiculous, guys. It really is. It's quite high. So again, I'm gonna clear the wave and all that stuff. But yeah, anyways, I've been deciding doing some other type of videos, like the string generator videos, but like kind of informational, educational videos. So over here, that's a pretty funny fight. After that, my abilities were down. If I stayed at any point trying to box him, I probably would have threw the game. So really important to understand that. He should have ulted right there, but he didn't. He chose not to ult. Unfortunately, for him, because, well, I don't die from it at this point in time. So I'm going to try to do my blue buff. I was trying to do some fake auto attacks to kind of bait him to jump over, so I can just 2-1 him and maybe win a fight there, because I had both my active and ult up. So the outplay potential there is quite high, actually. But yeah, again, he chooses not to ult, so that's another kill right there. He has mana for it, as you can see. He just chooses not to. He's going for the objective game, which is very smart at the same time. It's not bad at all. But he's not playing the matchup right. He has to win the early game. He has to stop me from getting ahead. Like a Freya ahead in the early game is already much of a nightmare. Because it's like Freya late game all the time when Freya's ahead in the early game. So yeah, I caught him doing my blue and then I stopped him. He will be able to get my tower here. It's gonna put me in a really awkward position. Now, either I lose the game from this point, from him pushing until my Phoenix, and then me not being able to fend off myself from those creeps, or I fight him, which I try to do, and constantly push. Now watch this. I'm gonna keep chasing him because I don't want him to back. But I noticed that the red buff is up, so instead, that's a better decision to potentially stop his back or to get a buff above him, which is, what I need to do at this point. But yeah, my clear is getting a bit better, and I back, and I'm going to get breastplate here. So I did see him come to lane, so he wasn't going to do anything cheeky from the side lane. So I did the side breastplate over Height of the Nemean. Now this is what I want to talk about before I talk about me making other videos. Breastplate here versus Height of the Nemean, really important decision. Both work really well, but very specific on how you play the matchup. If you're looking to fight, Height of the Nemean is 100% better. Now watch this. He gets the Fire Giant buff, or the Bull Demon buff, And this is really problematic. Extremely problematic. But I know that I have a wave pushing. There's no wave behind there. And look how he stops for a little bit to clear the wave. My wave's pushing up, and I try to banish him, so I stop his back regardless. And then as soon as I see the opportunity, I try to fight him. So I get his Aegis here. And as soon as his Aegis is down, I know he's going to 2 me. So I immediately go up in my ults, and then I rush him down with my auto attacks like that. Now we're 3-0 right now. That's really, really good. This is important that happened, because he has, my Phoenix is disabled right now. And I have a hard time competing in a fight with him. When, you know, the only reason I won that fight, because I had a health advantage and, you know, I think active advantage over him. But, yeah, I get the tower here. I get pretty greedy. I stay for the full wave. I miss my, abilities, but I notice, like, either I die running away or I fight him, and I fight him, which scares him off of me, which is incredible. He just came back and I didn't back. So he has definitely an item advantage over me. And the fact that I was able to get all those consecutive autos is really incredible. And I just kill him again right there. So now it's 4-0. The buff off my his buff is no longer effective. And now I'm 4-0, and we're approaching late game Freya right now. Now I have 3,300 gold, and I have to decide what I want to do. And I definitely go with quite the big item, Rod of Tahuti. Just straight up buy the whole thing on the back. And I go Weakening Curse. This is very important because he has Aussie, so his fighting potential over me is not so good. When I proc that, he won't have as much lifesteal. You know, and he doesn't have Sprint. So my thing is a direct counter to his mobility right now. Also, he's going into an item that destroys Freya because it reduces power, because Freya doesn't build a lot of power. You might think, you know, I built Rod of Tahuti, I'm building power. But in actuality, I'm not building a lot of power items. I'm building like attack speed and a mix of both. Mostly penetration and attack speed. That's kind of how the Freya build works. And yeah, that item, once he gets online, is a huge counter to me. So, you know, we either end it now, or, you know, we're going to have a really hard time. So yeah, over here is where it gets really interesting. So he decides to stay, even though I don't have a wave until my blue, all the way over there. So for some reason, yeah, he decides to stay this whole entire time. Now my minion wave is approaching, right? And he still fights me even though his 2 is down. And then I know he's gonna jump, and I just proc my ults, get the kill, and as I land, he's gonna surrender. So that was GG, guys. What an incredible game. Such a hard game to win, but yeah, we did it. I tried my best to commentate through it, and more videos like this coming soon. Not post commentary though. Have a nice day, guys. Peace out.